Shabbat Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them to tell us his truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutation to all the brethren, out pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the Aquath listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. Just a quick shot. This guy right here, Yevgeny Prigozhin, right? This is yesterday. All right, I wonder if I update this. Anyway, this came up yesterday in NY Prepper emergency alert. U.S. tells citizens to evacuate Belarus now. Prigozhin resurfaces in Africa. Okay, so this is the guy of the Wagner group, right? The one that fought so valiantly in Bakhmut and then was moved to Belarus, him and his people, and went down to Africa to solidify and be a guard unto them. All right. And the precepts are coming, but this is crazy because this guy is now dead. This was yesterday, right? And now, let's see, this is what we're getting. And all of this is like within minutes. So, what is this guy's channel? Salakia. Let me look on my phone real quick. Because this Russian guy, let me see. Inside Russia. So let's see here. This guy from Inside, FGHI, Inside Russia, right? He posts this right now. Okay, so 4 weeks, videos, what? Nothing, 4 weeks ago. In this community, right here. 14 minutes ago. So I'm on this early. It says a plane crash. Prigozhin is dead. A plane crash. His private Embraer jet crashed near Moscow. Huh. Yeah, right. The rumors are it was shot down by a C-300 air defense missile system. Right now, who did that? Russian President Vladimir Putin teaching everyone a lesson. He wants everyone to know that he means business. This is, P.S., of course it was an accident, right? This is the guy who tried to publicly, right, march on the Kremlin, on Moscow. And then he was shut down. He turned around and stood down, okay? So this is a day ago, right? So Vlad is moving, okay? Vlad is stirred up. Look at this. Okay, 6 days ago, 1 day ago. Who is Peskov? Russian. Who's talking here? Talking here. Okay, Kremlin politics. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, because that guy, right? That is crazy. Anyway, I watch this channel. I'm subscribed to it. This Russian guy gives his Russian.
In the beginning, God.
He gives his Russian take on things, which he should. If you're Russian and you live there, you know a lot more than people that don't. What the hell? Okay, so let me get to this. Okay, so this is yesterday. I'm gonna play this real quick.
And it was flying close to the Novorossiysk naval port for the Russian Navy. So very interesting there. And Prigozhin has resurfaced in Africa, and he released this video. Let me play this video for you guys. So he's saying here, we're working, the temperature is 50 plus degrees Celsius, just like we like it. PMC Wagner is conducting reconnaissance searches, making Russia even greater on all continents. making Africa even freer, justice and happiness to African nations. We're bringing nightmares to ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and other gangs. We're hiring real warriors, and we continue on achieving the set goals we promised to achieve.
I posted this yesterday.
And then they just pan the camera over and they show the Wagner forces patrolling here. So he's in Africa now.
No, he's not.
Very interesting. He looks kind of tired. He looks kind of exhausted. You know, he doesn't have that same energy and spark.
No, he's in the spirit world.
Like he had in Bakhmut. You can tell just by the way he looks. He looks a little bit worn out. Maybe just, you know, mentally fatigued and stuff like that. But this is pretty interesting. And we currently have...
Okay, so there's that. And then what else do I have? Let's see. Somebody just confirmed it because I'm like, is this real? So you, of course, you got to go and you got to look. You got to search. Let's see. Now, let's go back real quick. Okay, so that was yesterday. This is a month ago. All right, right after he pulled the little coup, right? When he pulled the coup, this is what was being said. Wagner chief, a dead man walking? Question. Big claim after Prigozhin's mutiny bid. Look at this. Was he a target from Vlad the Impaler? Vlad is like this. Okay, all right. You want to try to make a damn fool out of me. See, so we're reading between the lines, right? And here, Wagner leader Evgeny Prigozhin is a dead man walking. This is a month ago, says Eurasia Group's Ian Brimmer. So let's watch this real quick, okay? Because he tried to march on the Kremlin.
You didn't choose
after they were done in Bakhmut, a successful bid. He got a little too big for him. Said it was tripping. That's Vlad's cook. He said, and it's kind of weird because Obama's cook was put to death, right? So anyway, let's watch this because this is crazy. All right, so this is, look, a month ago, Wagner leader Evgeny Prigozhin led an army Putin in an unprecedented insubordination, says Eurasia's group Ian Brimmer. As I guessed, as soon as he made the deal, Prigozhin chickened out because the Kremlin threatened Prigozhin and Wagner officers' families, arrest or death. Plus, Prigozhin also realized around the same time that the venture was a suicide convoy mission. He realized the forces arrayed against the convoy would far outpower and surround him before reaching Moscow. So he was tripping. Most I put the spirit on this fool to publicly try to shame Vlad the Impaler. And so the title reads, Wagner leader is a dead man walking. Let's watch this.
Is far to Putin's. The negotiation is far to Putin's favor. The reason why Prigozhin had blown up at Putin is because he refused to accept an order from the defense ministry and then directly from Putin to put his Wagner forces signing contracts under the Ministry of Defense. That was an unprecedented insubordination that would have basically left Prigozhin without a power base. He's desperate, and so he rolls the dice. He goes on a suicide mission towards Moscow. But the deal that's been struck is that all of his forces have to sign contracts under the Ministry of Defense. And now he goes to Belarus, which is not really a sovereign country. It essentially has control under Moscow. I hate to say this for Prigozhin, I'm no fan of his, but he's kind of dead man walking at this point. So the deal that was signed is not a good deal for Prigozhin. I would be very surprised if he's still with us in a few months' time.
Boom. That's all we need, okay? And there are plenty of this exact language a month ago, okay? Let's see. So this dude on the world stage, he was up there, okay? But now, so I typed this in just to make sure. Let me see. What is this? Just to make sure, I typed this in. P-R-I, right? P-R-I-G-O-Z-H-I-N. Dead, or unalive, so Slovakia. And what comes up? Okay, BBC. Wow, that's crazy. Breaking. Okay, so they shot his plane down 21 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. This is brand new. Fatal. That's 2 hours. So it's just getting now. This is breaking news. 17 minutes, 10 minutes. Killed in plane crash near Moscow. See? Now, if they don't want something on the internet, you ain't going to see it. But if they want you to know something, look at this. Okay, so I guess let's watch this. If they'll show it. If this is actually a video. Is it a video? Don't look like it. I hate going to these things. This is BBC. Right? They want to send all their little bots after you. Okay, so we have no video yet. Nobody wants to come out and push that. So anyway, this doesn't say he's deceased. Let me go back. They're saying he was on board. 10 killed. So this says, oh, on board. This is the same thing. Killing all 10 on board. What does that mean? He was believed to be on board. How is he believed to be on board when his ass is in Africa? Okay, so anyway, we're gonna find out if this is true because it's breaking. It's off of the presses right now. So anyway, there it is. It's everywhere. Let's see, Daily Mail. Believed to be carrying. So this could be rumors of war. It says Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin is feared dead after he was reported to be on a plane which crashed in Russia tonight, 2 months after his failed coup attempt. Right. Anyway, now who would be responsible for that? God damn! Whoa! Look at this. Yeah, they got him. There you go. They got him. The cook. He was Putin's cook, and then made a whole lot of money, like Tafari was about to do by putting out a book. Why would Tafari put out a book knowing he was going to? Because they had some sort of intimate relationship. That's the only thing that makes sense. Anyway, let's go back to let's see if anything comes up. Prigozhin Unalived. 1 month, 1 month. So you see, they're not pushing this yet. 10 killed. This is live Sky News. 15 hours. That's him going to Africa. Wow. Look at this. They were saying he was probably dead a month ago. Oh, wow. Absolutely crazy. So this is about to blow up the internet, because it's not a small thing. Dead man walking. Let's look at this real quick.
About his criticism. I don't think his words were ever criticizing Putin directly, but more the frustration that Russia was involved in a war and yet
This is live.
having competence in charge. But of course, and that ego rapidly ran himself into trouble. Who knows why he stopped his abortive attempt on Moscow? He got some way up the M4, not to Bristol, but towards Moscow. And whatever happened on the phone call between the Belarusian leader and Prigozhin, it dissuaded him from marching further. But it does appear that from that moment, his card was marked. And it's really just a matter of time. I don't think this was about any doubt on Putin's behalf. In fact, Putin was criticized by many parties not dealing with Prigozhin a lot earlier. And almost certainly the reason he didn't do that was Prigozhin had become a very powerful figure. You know, Prigozhin marshaled the forces in Africa, which is very lucrative, not only in mercenary fees, but also in some of the influence that they have over some of the resources in Africa. And Putin needed him. And the challenge was how to wean off that need before you could deal with the problem that was Prigozhin. But as to his actual demise, you talked about the potential of this flight. We don't know enough about it yet. You know, it was in Moscow airspace. It had a number of other people on board. It was owned by Prigozhin. But please, call me a cynic, but these grey hairs come with, I don't believe in coincidences. It's no coincidence that within a couple of months, within a matter of weeks of that aborted coup, Wagner's influence on the world has been decreased. Yevgeny Prigozhin's found himself increasingly isolated, and here we are reporting on his apparent demise in a crash. It does appear that the problem that was Prigozhin has now been solved by President Putin.
And Sean, we're hearing from Russia's civilian aviation regulator that Evgeny Prigozhin was on the passenger list. However, it's not immediately clear if he had boarded the flight. But there are unconfirmed media reports that this aircraft that's crashed belonged to Evgeny Prigozhin. Now, of course, Sean, we saw Evgeny Prigozhin in a video a couple of days ago, the first sighting of him since that attempted mutiny back in June. He was seemingly in Africa in that video, although that is also unconfirmed. And here we are now, a couple of days later, hearing this news that he was on board a plane inside Russia. Does that surprise you?
Not at all. Several military analysts, when we were watching that most recent video that you referred to of him in Africa, described it as almost a final act of desperation. He seemed to be trying to market the wares of the Wagner Group. He was seemingly trying to drum up some customers for his wares. There were reports that Wagner had to reduce the salaries available because Putin wasn't paying for them and Prigozhin wasn't able to subsidize them. And it was almost trying to drum up support. In a way, that seemed a little sad. And he was doing it out of the country, almost in direct competition, because we also understand that the Russian MOD was also out in Africa at the same time, also trying to drum up support for them helping with some mercenary or at least military training and forces. So in a way, Prigozhin's sort of desperation to survive and hopefully keep his Wagner mercenary group alive by supporting Africa and potentially the very lucrative contracts out there does appear to actually have been the final straw. And the very fact that he felt comfortable operating in Russia, if he was in his own jet, that would probably have been a degree of comfort around his security. But bluntly, I know it's easy to say with hindsight, but sadly, we've been talking about him for some time. It is no great surprise to see that for him, the war is over. And I'm, in a way, just surprised it's taken this long.
Boom. We'll stop it right there. I'm going to get a couple of precepts and just go ahead and end it. But this is very telling. It's about the time we're in. This is war, right? Those dudes were friends, okay? They're homies. He was a what they said is he was a made man, and if you understand the mafia at all, you can't really kill him, right? But even in the mafia, they turned on each other at the end, right? So let's see. All right, come on, devil, leave me alone here. This is 2nd Ezra's 6:24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Well, we're watching. These guys were friends. Okay? They were colleagues. They were fighting the same battle, and then this dude goes down. They fought again. He showed the world, nigga, me and my army will take you to, which was crazy, right? But anyway, there's one. There's one in, is it 5? I think it's 5. Let's see. Bear with me as I seek this out. Confusion. Let's see. Bear with me while I seek this out. Sodomitis C, noise. Am I missing it? Right here. Let's start at 8. This is 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. We see that. The wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. There it is. Right? All friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into its secret chamber. Lord willing, we're in that secret chamber, and understanding won't withdraw itself from us, because we're going to continue on in the things which we were that we learned, knowing of whom we learned them from. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. All right, we could pull out some more scriptures, but we see what's going on here, and that was crazy, because this guy, right? They took his ass down. Let's see.
Okay, Sean, do stay with us. We'll give you a breather. Thank you very much indeed for now. Do stay on the line. Let's just bring in Christopher Steele now, who formerly ran the Russia desk at MI6. Chris, thank you very much indeed for joining us to discuss this breaking news. You, of course, worked for MI6 inside Russia for a number of years before running the Russia desk at MI6. You're still very, very much informed when it comes to all things Russia related. Did you see this coming for Evgeny Prigozhin?
Yeah, hi Sally. Nothing like a peaceful August afternoon in Russia. Yes, I think we absolutely saw this coming. I think that Putin's indulgence of Prigozhin, both before and in fact after the coup attempt, was big surprise. And also, I think importantly, it was deeply unpopular amongst the security elite around Putin. One of the things that we've been aware of for some time is just how divisive a figure Prigozhin had become amongst the elite. He spent most of last autumn trying to topple the governor of St. Petersburg, which of course is Putin's hometown, Biblov, and failed, and to take over the economy there. And then we hear source reporting telling us that Nikolai Patrushev, for example, who is a very powerful figure in the regime, secretary of the Security Council, was a sworn enemy of Prigozhin. So I think that in a sense this isn't a surprise. I think it would be a mistake to jump to the conclusion that it's an operation that was launched and authorized by Putin himself.
And why would that be? Of course it was. Because you can't just go around being out of order. This is what being out of order gets you. Gets you unalived. All right. So anyway, we'll end it right there. We hope that the elect were edifying you, brother and few sisters. Keep on watching and stay on your post. All right. With that, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.